it's not until, I mean, I always say, like, when you tour and tour and tour, it's not until after you tour the country enough times that you realize what you really have. Like, you think of your music a certain way, but it's not until you play for enough different crowds from enough different backgrounds till you really get what it is you have to offer, and then you just take it from there, and you come back with a lot more inspiration to write new stuff.
People get moved when they hear something they can respond to, and I think that there's a lot to respond to in our music. And when you can hear it, which is what Tristan was saying, you can respond to it. So playing venues like TLA, where the sound is really good, and people like work hard to make it sound good, you connect with the audience, and we have fun. And I think it's pretty obvious that we have fun when we can hear ourselves too, and we get to interact. And it's kind of like, hey, this is why we're doing this in the first place. We get to have a really great time doing something we love, and that translates to an audience. What's awesome about Danger is that I remember us touring like back in the day when we were still figuring things out, and we didn't realize this, but when we would go to places like North Carolina or like Sacramento or whatever the fuck, like very far from Philadelphia, and people wouldn't know who we were, but then they would be like, but then Danger would be somehow mentioned, and they'd be like, wait, Danger, and they'd be like, oh, that's you guys? And then, like, all of a sudden everybody was our best friend because everybody loved Danger, even though they didn't know us. It's like this house kind of like this venue, even in a certain way, even though they happened simultaneously, like kind of like
fostered a lot of show trades.
It definitely helped us out.
It was a big part of like
because
getting,
we were all of a sudden really cool.
It was a big part of getting ourselves out there on a national level, like outside of Philly. Because I mean, you book enough shows, and like Tristan did it for years, like from the house to the gallery. But you book enough shows, and meet enough bands, and those bands are booking shows in their towns, and it was really like an authentic sort of DIY network that built up. So we would do like a whole U.S. tour based on people we knew that we had met or met through the internet. And we didn't need a booking agent, and that's how we, before we put our album out, before we had a label or any of that stuff, like that's how it happened.
It's basically something that we started organically. We just, had a party one night that had 8 bands on it, and just took off from there. And eventually, it was during the whole MySpace emergence. Everyone in West Philly for a time had a name for their house and put it on MySpace and gave it a gender and an age. Basically, it's a venue that kind of cropped out of the basement of the house we all used to live in. And it's essentially become something that I don't think any of us had really expected. I would definitely change the way that people get heard. I mean, that's kind of pretty much, I think, what most people would say. That's the way people get heard.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous what you have to do to get heard the way that you imagine. I don't think anyone has these enormous expectations like out of the gate, you know. I guess what I'm saying is I don't think MySpace and Facebook are enough. It's good to go to after you've heard something, but I feel like regular radio could be so much more diverse than it is, and I think everyone has that same assumption. Oh, there's like this whole commercial thing. Everyone freaks out about money. You know, labels don't make enough money. The whole dream of the '90s is not alive.
Like the great thing nowadays is like anybody can put out an album. You can get it out on the internet. Like when I was a kid, I had what I heard in underground scenes where I had what was on MTV, and there was a gap in between. And like, so the great thing is now is that you can put out your own music and you can hear stuff from anywhere in the world, but it's like, on the same time, everybody's doing that, so it cancels itself out. And so what surfaces on top, it mirrors what's going on in the culture, which is like celebrityism for celebrity's sake. So it's like, who's tweeting shit that just catches your attention? It doesn't matter how much substance there is to it, it's like, does it catch your attention? So like, when we're on tour, it feels weird because there's tons of bands we'll play with that we're like, what? Band I didn't really feel when they were playing, but they're huge because they're on the right label, they tweet a lot or whatever, they have some hype going on, and it could last for a minute, but it's huge. And then on the other hand, there's tons of bands we hear that are amazing that never see the light of day because they just don't know how to market themselves, or they don't know how to, whatever. So
they don't have the connections, whatever it is.
It's interesting, and I think it's cool. You just have to learn, like, what I've learned is like you have to learn the tools of media as much as you have to learn the music, and you have to know how to play the game, and while still like focusing on the music, which is the bottom line of what we're trying to do anyway.
Like on a record? Probably, I mean, we're aiming for early next year, but as far as performing it, we're probably going to be performing it this fall.
Yeah. We're working on it this summer, that's the idea.
Yeah, we're taking the summer off. We've been touring, I mean, pretty much on and off for the past year since the album came out in September, 8 months or whatever. So this summer's going to be all recording, and we're going to try things really differently, like record in different ways that we haven't tried before, and give it a lot of time, do the summer, then probably tour it and fall again on the old album, and then maybe early next year have the album here.
And we'll introduce some new tracks. We won't let you guys just have to listen to the same 10 songs. We'll be cool about it. It'll be cool.